Andy Warhol famously said in the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. People of Reddit who have had their 15 minutes. What was your 15 minutes of fame? I made a mod for Starbound. Link in description. Which allowed you to get free money during this year's Steam summer sale, without breaking any rules, by drinking virtual cans of soda. A YouTuber made a video on it. Link in description. Which got 3+ million views. The mod got over 300,000 subscriptions and Starbound sold more copies than it did when it originally launched thanks to the mod. I got thousands of Steam notifications every day during the whole sale. I remember watching that video. It was hilarious to watch. I got robbed when I worked at a servo once and beat the robber up. Was in the paper and the police said they were using the footage for their Christmas party video compilation. Servo? Servo is Aussie slang for petrol station. I played in a band for over 10 years and desperately wanted to be a famous rock star, but it just never really went anywhere. A couple years after I left the band I was just goofing off with some buddies and this happened. Link in description. I was left locked in a car as a baby and got a small article in the local newspaper about it. You peaked early. So did the temperatures. My brother, during a high school wrestling match, taunted Ric Flair's son, after the winning move in Triple Art, with a woo-woo and strut, started a brawl which included Mr. Flair, wrestling MSG boards at the time, hated my bro and the story made it into a Sports Illustrated. How could you not woo-woo after beating Ric Flair's son in wrestling? I don't blame your brother at all. A few years ago I made a website where you could mail people a bag of dicks anonymously. That seemed to get a lot of attention. I definitely use that. I sent a friend of mine one of those, and she was in the group chat like, who would do this? When I was 5 I used to walk to my nana's house after school, which was around the corner, and my mum would pick me up from there. My nana wasn't home one day, so I freaked out, and I went on an hour-long walk home. Mum wasn't there, so I walked back to nana's and no one was there. So I just walked around town for a couple hours. All the while I was wondering why so many police cars were around. I eventually went to the police station where mum was waiting for me. It turns out they got the whole police force of my town and the town over looking for me. But seriously, at least 15 cops drove right past me, and I was a pretty distinct looking child. It wasn't a huge deal, but my rock band got to play on Live Radio 94.1 a few years ago. I'm a keyboardist, so nobody cared too much. Earlier this year our pet pig accidentally went viral after he wasn't welcome to walk in our town anymore. People got so riled up we ended up on every national news program in the country as well as 2 live morning shows. I can say with certainty that those 15 minutes of fame were ones in which I realized I never want to be famous. We still get recognized. Photo of said public menace. Link in description. Close bracket. I don't mean to add to your 15 minutes, but you certainly put that town on the map. I grew up near there, and when I mentioned that town to a friend in a different state last week, she knew it as the town with the pig. Yeah, it certainly got people's attention. We still get messages every day asking to meet him. I was in I don't know what it is called in English, but it is sort of a roller coaster where you go upside down, and I got stuck in the seat. So my head was in the seat, but the rest of my body was not. Someone made a video of it, and uploaded it to YouTube. I think it is funny, because it ended well, and I did not get hurt. We just call those roller coasters to a fake. Loop the loop. You know that picture of a Best Buy on Black Friday with all the tent out front that was a meme for a while? My dad took that picture. I had a comedy rap song charted #3 on SoundClick lol. I'm single-handedly responsible for potentially blowing the minds of every Fallout fan thanks to one of my top Reddit comments. Link in description. Close bracket. It even got featured in a Dorkly article. Link in description. Close bracket. I hear it made the rounds of Tumblr a couple times. The irony is, I've never played Fallout. I was a suicide girl in a horror movie where I killed myself, and a music video. I made good money and had a lot of fun. That was over 10 years ago. Man, I forgot all about suicide girls. When I was in middle school I was friends with a bunch on MySpace lol. Got a post to the front page and now I know Reddit has a weird fetish to fuck Danny DeVito and the Queen of England. Instantly gets turned on. I masturbated in my high school bathroom Some kid made a video peeking over the stall, went around to all 4 grades, made me a celebrity. So, somebody made and distributed child porn of you? Sounds like it made him pretty popular though, worth it. When I was the only emo kid in the school, someone offered a penny, literally a penny, to a guy to beat me up, and he took it. School staff didn't care too much, but the other students realized how fucked up the situation was, and the bullying simply stopped, and I could enjoy the last year in high school. That person must have lost his last brain cell that day. I uploaded a photo of a receipt when I was a waiter in a Chinese restaurant that said no shrimp or he die. That went viral and no one can believe it was me. I had a post on this Reddit account blow up on r/videos, and had small newspapers report on the video giving me credit as a Reddit user. The part I'm most happy about is the video had like 10k views when I found it, and now has about 1 million. Not me, but my mom was famous in an hospital some years ago because she was the most unluckiest person with sicknesses at our air. When she was a kid she always easily had allergic reactions to lots of things. Then some years before having me, she had a bluef infection. Then, when I was 7 she was the 7th person in the world to have a sickness that made her spleen grow very fast and almost died because the doctors didn't realize that the reason why she was so sick was because her spleen weighed 2.5 kilograms, causing internal bleeding. So she was famous for that in the hospital, because she was the first person in France to have that sickness. It was not a cancer, and I don't remember the name. Boof infections are the worst. I was on the top 20 bronze leaderboard on Duolingo. There is a specific popular YouTuber whose videos I watch occasionally. Every time I comment on her videos, my comment gets 13k plus likes, and I have no idea why. When my wife and I were on TLC Strange Sex. What did you do? Talked about stuff that some people think is strange when it comes to sex. In Call of Duty, World at War, during the second mission of the campaign you can do something in the beginning of the level that gives you an alien ray gun for the mission. I was the first person to leak it onto GammaFAQs and make a YouTube video of it. For days people would message me to look in other missions to see if the ray gun was in them. Also for a long time people made fun of my awkward voice in the video because I was 13. Good times though. I had a comment on an r/AskReddit post that got like 45k upvotes. It wasn't even a good comment either, lol, just luck of the draw I guess.